Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live from Beyond. Today, we are going to wrap up The Rain, which is a small adventure from Clockwork Dominion. To bring everybody up to speed, our five gentlemen companions have attended a very strange dinner party where
I thought
they
it was
have.
pretty normal.
Well,
Is that a train?
No, it's the fucking ice cream man.
It's an ice cream
He's
train.
just got a really weird. He's got a really weird jingle in Dave's new neighborhood.
Yeah. And so a lot of weird things started to happen. The Doom card was pulled, which means the Pontus rises. There's essentially we have there was a issue in the forest with accidental magic mixing, and there was fake fire everywhere. Everybody ran in all different directions, and 3 people are now lost. Ulysses Winterfig has revealed himself as a noble witch hunter, and he is here to
What's a noble
convince.
witch?
And he's here to.
He seems to be here mostly to irritate the people that he really shouldn't be irritating. But like,
That's
other than
fine,
that,
He's here. He's here to essentially he revealed himself to. He doesn't want the princess to go outside. He had an exchange of words with her which were very harsh, and that's where actually I'm going to step in a little bit as a DM and apologize because I mangled the rules real bad.
okay.
And so what instead of browbeating the princess like you guys did at the end of last
She's
session,
just dead.
that sort of combat is only used for physical combat, not for social.
So we
Okay.
beat her physically.
So
Right, that's what I'm saying. We've like
So
beaten the
is she
shit out of
still
her.
alive?
She's dead.
yes. So in interest of keeping things fair, what I'm going to do is instead of browbeating her and her like hating you and listening to you, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift her disposition to agreeable towards you. So she is so basically everyone has a disposition towards everybody else. Where originally it was hostile towards you, which is like 2 over, right? Where she was like, no, you guys are all, you're not letting me do my thing. She is now agreeable and is more likely to listen to what you have to say, and we can resume social combat as it's intended to be normally done, which I can explain. It's basically social combat is very similar to skills in other games, right? It's not much different, except the difference is that it's considered very uncouth to browbeat, right? Like it's called like daisy chaining. For it's like it's you're like, oh yeah, like princess, you should stay inside. Like Aaron, take over. Aaron's like, yeah, because it's dangerous outside. Like Kim, take over. Right? So like it's just considered not. Especially someone of like higher birth, other people around you like take note that you're sort of taking over the conversation, things like that. But for the most part, it's just a normal conversation, whether it be high strung or a little bit more relaxed. And so, with your words resonating in her ears, talking about how dangerous it is outside, how essentially this is for Dave. Dave, Ulysses Winterfig, and Hal, they reveal the secrets of Christina, who is the
Magus of the order
Magus,
something.
yeah, of the Hermetic Order, of the Golden Hermetic Order. They revealed her secret that she carries this giant statue of a fox with like human hands, and that she has these like things that she shouldn't be in possession of, and things like that. And so, essentially calling her out on it, and the princess losing. So this is part of what part of your like success, right? Because I think you guys rolled like very well, like 4 times in a row, and I don't want to just say like, oh, let's forget that. It's going to shift favorable towards you, and it's going to downgrade 1 for Christine, for the princess towards Christina. Okay, so that doesn't mean that Christina can't say anything to like defend herself, kind of thing, but at the same time, it's more favored towards you now, right? Listen towards you. So just to remind everyone, there are still 3 people missing, and that's Stephen Webb, uh, Edith. Judith Pilot, and
Judas Pilot?
Judith
Priest,
Pilot.
I think it means.
Sorry,
Judas Priest.
no.
Judas and Pilot kind of work together, but that was like unintentional.
Yeah, and mostly one of them just washed their hands.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I thought we established that Stephen Webb being missing like wasn't a big deal because he's the lesser of the brothers.
He's expendable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
This is why there's
He's
two
the-
Webb brothers. That way, if you lose one, you
he's
still
the
have one.
second heir. He's a
He's
second
the
heir.
second brother Webb, which
He's
is like
assistant to the heir.
right. He's not the first brother,
provost
because then he
to
would be
the
an
heir?
important brother.
Really,
is he the provost to the heir is really the
second
question.
sons are like more of a problem than they are like a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The older Webb should be happy, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be, like,
Saved him a
really
lot
excited
of
about
problems.
It's true.
And so Alice Leifson, right? She was the other one.
this. And we still don't know anything about her, right?
No, unknown,
She's
Number three.
unknown,
uh,
including her whereabouts.
including
Yeah,
her. Everything about her is known. So there's also our group experienced a little bit of strange magic in the woods. They encountered a like a ghost or some sort of fae, and who essentially ended up trying to drown the footman that you sent with them.
Oh man, the footman.
She also, it's important to note that she played what looked like a violin but sounded like a viola. It was
Yeah.
confusing.
Fae magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bullshit.
Also, that footman was a trooper. I just want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
In fact, we are going to upgrade
I'll
him.
reward him in kind.
We're going to upgrade him from footman to foot trooper.
Foot trooper.
Worthy decision.
So as you stand there, and the princess absorbs your words from last time, saying it's too dangerous to go out, and so what the whole conversation was that William Webb and Princess Arabella, wanted to go out to find the missing people, and our group was intent on not letting them go. Right, that there was stuff happening in the forest, and maybe the approach wasn't the best to allow them to leave, essentially. And so this is where the group made their opinion known to Princess Arabella and Saran, and it looks like the princess is listening to your words. So as you she sits down. She's sort of taking in everything that you have said, and she says for a second she sits there. She says you're right. And I don't remember, and I know it's asking a lot, but do you guys remember if you mentioned what's happening in the forest? Oh, you did, because
We
the
said
footman.
something about the fae
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes.
Definitely did.
Right. And she says, but then what do we do about the missing people? And she looks at you. Like, do we just...
Do I have to give her the speech about Stephen Webb again?
No, I mean, so Hal will say, Your Majesty, there's no problem with us going out to look for the folks who've gone missing. It's just that we would prefer that you stay inside with the guards and some attendants, and so preserve yourself from whatever magic and foulness is going on out there.
So she's nodding as you speak, but Christina takes a step forward. Recently, she had a little bit of an exchange with Ulysses, but she takes a step forward and she says, "I volunteer to go as well. I believe that the things that you talk about that are happening in the forest, I might have some expertise with."
Fucking witch.
I mean, yes, this is foul witchcraft, and she is a foul witch, so
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
think that she has some amount of experience with it.
Is she
Ulysses,
doing
where
this
are we hurting?
while Winterfig is arresting her?
Yeah.
Well, she had like a royal pardon, so
Yeah, but, like-
whatever. I'm not sure that's going to hold up in court.
I mean, does it extend all the way to the rookeries, Hal? Right? Like,
what, a royal pardon?
yeah.
Yes.
What happens in the rookeries stays in the rookeries. I think that's the.
That's no one has ever said that.
Well, no. Technically, Alex did just say that.
Nope, I don't believe it.
Nope, never happened. So yeah, so she, she steps in and she says, I can help. And she like looks at the princess, and all right, let's see, what are we? She's actually gonna roll because the princess is not, why did you bring this stupid statue?
That's the question we really all want to know the answer to.
She should be asking that.
Is Kristen, he's got a statue. How big is this statue?
It's,
It's like 2 feet tall.
I mean, whoa.
She was carrying it and nobody saw it?
No. It was
in her rooms.
In her rooms, and Winterfig infiltrated her rooms like a pro, and then threw it out the window.
Wait, are we still at the place with
The
the party?
weird house.
No, we went to Mexico.
But like, wait,
it's Clockwork
like
Dominion.
there?
All this is happening on the beach in September.
Tijuana.
Clockwork, Mexico. Good point.
So essentially, both Ulysses and Hal, there was a little bit of like a conversation happening. They snuck off to her room, and Ulysses previously snuck off to her room, and he knew where all this stuff is. He found it earlier, and to show what she was carrying, he just sort of like threw it out the window, and it like.
So people have rooms that are on site at this party location.
Well, some people do, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, everybody except us.
Yeah. Well.
And now Stephen Webb because he's missing and nobody cared.
Well, empty room, right? One of you guys can have a room. So the princess nods. She says, "Okay, Christina, I think it's best for you to go anyway." And it's like there's a little bit of coldness in her voice, but she,
But also a little bit of love.
No,
Oh, all
just
right.
a little bit, just a little bit coldness. Definitely, that coldness like wasn't there the last time she spoke to her, but maybe the recent events have convinced her that that's
That she's a
That's
filthy
maybe
witch and
Christina.
she shouldn't trust her. Gotcha.
well. I mean, that's not how I'd phrase it, but so she says, "What are you gonna do?"
And Ulysses, this is your area of expertise.
Well, this woman has committed a very serious crime, princess.
No, not about that. About getting the other people back.
but that's all he really wants to
Oh.
do is
Wait.
like arrest this woman.
People are not under suspicion.
Are you kidding me? Everyone here is under suspicion.
Well, if they turn up dead, they'll be less under suspicion.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If we haven't found them dead, then we can't rule them out. See what I'm saying? We have to at least find the bodies. A witch in the hand. You know what I mean?
Our primary concern is your safety. Everything else is.
Is this like the royal we? Meaning you and Princess Arabella?
I think he's referring to the rest of us.
Oh, okay.
She says, "Oh no, Ulysses, I think you did a great job. I understand now. I'm gonna stay put, but as long as you promise to try to bring the rest of them back."
All right.
All right.
You should promise that.
The handcuffs.
Yes, that's always been a bit of our interest, is to secure the safety of the remaining party members.
See, I would ask if I think she's lying, but she could also just be really dumb.
Oh, I think she's just really dumb.
I mean, to be fair, she also doesn't really care that it's our mission to protect her. She wants to get the people that she invited to the party back from fucking wherever they are, which at this point is not at all clear.
Okay, I'll say, Princess, I promise that me and these fine gentlemen will check off after the lost, just as soon as you promise.
I'm sorry, what?
After
What are
the
we
war.
doing?
Trek
Trek
off
after the
after the lost.
Okay, no problem. Just not what
As long as she promises what?
I almost wish I knew what you heard.
to head for the palace immediately.
Just head for the palace. She says that. No, she says, I'm going to stay here until everyone's recovered. There's no way.
Well,
I
there
say,
you have it.
yeah, your presence here merely complicates matters, and your safety is of primary concern. With that out of the way, we certainly could do our best to aid these men and
woman.
ladies. But your continued presence here is nothing but a distraction, a division of efforts.
But she says, I have William here to protect me. Plus, I can handle myself a bit.
There was some like weird ass fire. I don't think you could fight that.
Also, like you didn't
Also,
so much
like-
fight it as like try and spread it and kill us all. So like,
I say, in matters mysterious such as these, I'm afraid you and your man's prowess is of no avail.
She says, okay, I'll call my carriage.
All right.
And she like looks over at the butler and like nods at him, and he like
nicely
runs
reasoned,
away.
Ulysses.
We shoot the butler. He was a spy.
Now what?
I don't know what happened to the carriage. It's just
No one goes anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, he's
Nice
dead.
try,
One less
Princess.
person to be suspicious of. Great.
All right, so William says, I'll make sure she gets to the palace.
Do we have anybody here we trust besides us? I don't think we do. Whatever. Okay.
Well,
Fine, good enough.
no. To be fair, I kind of trust the foot trooper.
I don't trust any of you guys.
I also trust the foot trooper.
All right.
And
He's
only
proven
the foot
himself
trooper.
worthy.
Yeah, if there's a singular trustworthy person here, it's the foot trooper.
Let's deputize this foot trooper to
In fact, I just nominate him to be princess. I think.
You are the new princess, foot trooper.
Yeah. Can
Are
we
you talking
vote
about-
that in?
You talking about Giles? Talking about
Yeah,
Giles?
Giles.
Giles the foot trooper. Giles FT.
That should be illegal. Okay, well, Giles, please.
All right, yeah, Giles, he's still a little bit shaken from his ordeal at almost drowning and then like walking, in the very non-Euclidean path to get back to the house.
Are we sure? Hold on. If you walked back to the house in a non-Euclidean path, perhaps we could find somebody else to guard the princess.
I mean, that's how you guys got back, right? That's
Everyone came back on a non-Euclidean path.
That's kind of true.
All
So I'm saying is it makes me uncomfortable.
Although, to be fair, it could be a clockwork Euclidean path. Like, I don't know what clockwork Euclid was like. His theories could be entirely different.
Good fucking point.
Euclid was like a magician, so any normal path is non-Euclidean. So, all right, so
Wait, so he was a witch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, a few minutes later, you hear the horses outside, and the princess, and a few people, the Giles and William Webb, and also Grace Burrell also wishes to leave with the princess, so she makes her way towards the carriage.
Sorry, who was going to the carriage?
Grace, William, Arabella, Giles.
Yeah,
Okay, but not the witch.
no,
But
she's
not the
coming
witch. The witch is with us.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, cool.
And so William
Why, don't
says,
you want to hunt her?
But you can't hunt her if she's gone.
well, but that's my point. If she like gets away, at least you've got the hunt to live.
No, we're going to release her into the forest and then hunt the most dangerous thing.
Rabbits?
the most dangerous game, witches.
So,
So
most dangerous game.
William
Keep
says,
them dangerous.
you can choose to wait for me if you wish, or you can start without me. As soon as I drop the princess off, I'm gonna come right back around, and
How many times
and-
have I heard
and-
that?
Wander off into the woods alone if you're not here.
How many times have I heard that? You can choose to wait for
Enjoy
me
the
or just
husk.
start on your own. Whatever.
How long does it take to get to the palace from here?
Like 15 minutes.
I don't know. Whatever. That's fine.
Uh,
I don't feel like delaying the story for this. It's fine. I'm satisfied.
So they end up leaving out the front gate. The front gate's open, and they end up like, riding away. So then there's only like what, 7 of you left plus staff, right?
Yeah, although now we don't trust any of the staff because you sent away Giles, the foot trooper.
Right. So right. So there's a couple of people left, right? I think Alice is still. Oh no, Alice is missing. Sorry, I apologize. So it's Christina, it's Mary Winecall, and Winifred. Yeah,
Okay.
those are the equine aficionado, right? That's Winifred. For those of you that.
Horses.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Got a healthy interest
Hobby?
in horses.
Horses are majestic creatures,
You know.
So then Christina says, "So I guess we just like let's go to where you say you saw these fae or these spirits."
So when she says like let's just go there, if it's not Euclidean, that's not like it's necessarily a trivial task.
Well, I mean,
But you got there once, right?
yeah. Let's just walk off into the friggin' woods.
Okay, I'm not saying we shouldn't. All right.
Like, worst case scenario, we get to the back of the property and hit like a fence, and everyone's very disappointed.
What
It's
if we
just
go around the back of the property and go over the fence and then come in? Maybe we'll end up.
In Narnia? I don't know what.
I was just gonna say that.
Regular
Where are you going with this?
Outer space, more likely.
London? Oh.
No, that place sucks.
All right.
Clockwork, Mexico.
We'll end up in Clockwork Tijuana.
So it looks like as you're discussing your next plans of action, it's pretty obvious that both Winifred and Marie looks like they are intent on coming with you, right?
Sure.
Like,
Why not? Why not?
they are not for whatever their reason they're not staying behind, so it's the six including Christina and then plus 2, so it's your party of 8. Marie, so Winifred does not hesitate. She goes into the closet where the footman took her weapon or whatever, and she comes out with a pistol in one hand, and she's like, "This is coming with us."
Have we
And,
all appropriately armed ourselves now that there is nobody there to stop us?
Oh,
You have now.
I don't know.
The butler and some of the footmen come out with everything that you've given them, and nothing to Ulysses Winterfig because he never surrendered anything.
I still have my sword and my pistol.
Yep.
I
And my
retrieve my copious amounts of cocaine. that I got handed over when
I get the pile of flaming dildos out of the closet.
Yo, we still don't know what they do.
Well,
Nobody
I think we kind
has
of
them.
Has anyone got the thing that moves like a centimeter? Do we still have that?
I've got my glove
No,
still.
I don't even have that
No,
one. I just
He gave it.
I think the princess had that.
Yeah, the princess has that. The princess has all the toys.
Wait a
That
second.
I never got
No,
to
not all the toys. She
with
doesn't have
the
all the
glove.
toys.
before the fire
that's
erupted.
right. So you still have that. That's fine.
Do I have
still
my
have my
disappear
fire.
into the fucking ether box?
Yes, because you never gave that up
Crystal?
either. I think the only one that gave that up with Kevin, he gave his to the princess, and Baron, you were the
Yeah.
cause of the explosion.
Yeah, but I
Well,
took back my fire.
You what?
I took back my fire.
So the princess never gave me back my trinket.
That's right.
No.
All right. Oh,
So, like, you're
that's
kind of
royalty
SOL.
for you.
There's got to be
That's-
another one around here somewhere. I can just-
The rest of us
That's
were smart
what
enough to
it's
have our trinkets.
No, because somebody tried to like stomp the fire out, right? I think that was like Kim or something. So maybe. So Nick, what? I don't remember. I don't remember you getting back. So let's do this. Let's just.
No,
do-
so what happened was when
I'm going back and picking up the firebox.
no. What happened was when I carried her away from the fire. When we like restarted the session after the cliffhanger of like us having fire or our break or something, I said like I want to take it, and you were like, yeah, no problem. She still has it in her hand, and she's like not fighting you because you're like trying to put out her fire.
Okay, I don't remember this, but I believe you. But I'm gonna go through later and watch all of the videos, and if it's not
I mean,
there,
That's
we
a
can't be friends
mistake for
anymore.
so many reasons.
If it's not there,
It's
you will be
it's
shot.
not, saying it's not worth it is like a very large understatement.
Okay, I'm kidding. So as you proceed to walk into the forest, you reach the clearing where the fire took place, and Oswind, I think it was you, Hal, and John, and the footman.
Han, you mean?
That walked, I guess whatever north or whatever direction you chose to keep moving. So you're essentially the like tracker for this one. I don't remember who was rolling all the survival checks, but I'm not going to make you do them again. So let me just recall everything. So the first thing that you notice as you reach the clearing is it's now officially like nighttime. It's a lot of time has passed since
The official nighttime
lunch
bill.
started. Yeah. So it's very dark now. The moon is out. It's not a full moon. Maybe like I don't know, 3/4 of the moon. It's bright enough so that you like a
Also
pie
known as
moon.
like a 75% moon.
Yeah, 75%, 3/4. Whatever.
77.
Well, is it waxing or waning?
Gibbous?
Gibbous? Yes.
I was thinking that, and I was like, I don't need to say Gibbous. The two of them will say.
I don't know the reference. So
It's not a ref. I mean, I guess there's a reference. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So it's that's the only change, that it's like a little bit you could still see everything in the moonlight, but maybe not as well as it was when there was like a big bonfire going on and forest fire, however you want to look at it. So
Should we just light everything on fire again?
I mean
That's the
Yeah,
attitude.
I mean, if we want to see, I'm like, before when there was a
Visibility
raging
seems
wildfire, like I could see better.
I will say, I have gone hunting before, and if you burn the forest down, the animals all come running out.
It's
So
true.
if we assume that our friends are somewhere in the forest, maybe if we burn it down, they will
Yeah.
all come out of the forest.
That's why they call it deforestation, because they come out of the forest.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
so as you're
Doesn't it,
walking why don't everybody give me like an intuition check, right? It's essentially give me a focus plus intuition.
I like
And
to burn
the-
it idea.
You're trying to beat a 4, so it's not exactly the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
What plus what again?
Focus and intuition.
You reset the cards, Alex?
I did because of mistakes. Well, I mean, so the Doom card is still in play.
Okay.
All right, the Doom card is forever in play now.
What are we looking for?
I think I fail pretty miserably.
Focus plus intuition, and you're trying to match a 4.
Oh, no,
I got-
I have a 1.
I get a
I got
0.
a 7.
I got an 8.
I don't even see the deck yet. Where's the deck? I can't. It's like right behind Aaron's face.
I should have just dealt everybody 1. That's what I should have done. It's okay. All right. So Kevin got an 8. So
I
I
got
got a plus 6. In
Yeah, no.
intuition.
turns out you are intuitive AF.
I failed.
Okay, so Kevin, you clearly hear what you for sure recognize as Stephen Webb's voice, essentially crying out in pain and essentially begging for help, and it's maybe 35 degrees directionally changed from where Oswind is leading you. So it's like a little, it like forks off a little bit.
But
From
only
where-
if Euclidean crow flies.
Right.
Yeah. So I am going to like.
It's very obvious to you. This isn't like a
Yeah.
like you're like, oh
But
hey,
do I know that it would not be obvious to other people?
no, you think everyone heard it. It's that loud and that like, you know.
Okay. But I would realize that other
It-
people are not reacting.
I mean, it looks like you're the only one that like paused for like a second and looked
Sure.
in that direction, and everybody's still heading right. I mean, Osmond's leading the way, so he doesn't see you like pause for a second. But if
What does my
anyone,
7 get me?
oh, I'm sorry, Nick, I didn't realize you had a 7. So you hear it too. I apologize. I thought
Oh,
everyone failed
it's
except Kevin.
Don't worry
Do
about
I
it.
No,
see?
it's
do I
not
see
as
Chester
clear.
Worthington stop as well?
Yeah, you see him glance in the same direction, but like he has like a confused look, like. But while at the same time, to you, you're like, how can anyone not hear this sort of thing?
Okay.
Right.
Seeing that like most of the people have not reacted, I will I'll like meet eyes with Chester Northington and then say like I think I heard something in this direction and go exactly the opposite way.
Okay.
Does Northington can say something.
Well, but like I heard it well enough to also have a sense of the actual direction, right, Alex?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's not. You weren't sure what you heard. Like you thought it was maybe a man calling for help, or like a man screaming, but you know it definitely is not in the direction that Ulysses was pointing.
So tell me how trustworthy Ulysses Winterfig looks in general.
You tell me. I mean, you spend more time with him.
I'm asking Ulysses Winterfig
Oh, okay.
how trustworthy he looks.
I mean, he is a man of significant office. Yeah.
So untrustworthy.
Are yeah? I mean, are you a man of significant office? All right, fine.
I mean, I am a
Man without a trinket is what he is.
yeah. That's true.
Trinketless.
That's true. I'm disappointed in his ability not to get his trinket back from the princess. Yeah. So being well versed in many tactics as I am, I say yes indeed. However, we should just to be safe. There was some weird stuff going on before. Perhaps we should, for lack of a better way of saying this, we should split this party up and cover more ground by going in a couple of different directions to look for the voice.
Yes, that's definitely what we should do.
This is before the time of horror movies, so I don't know that this is a terrible idea.
Excellent idea.
Well, so-
Baron.
Baron.
So
I will
as
leave
you got,
Team A and you will leave Team B,
Great.
the lesser team.
as you guys stopped, like
Man, Baron Northington.
the whole group sort of like slows behind you, right? As you guys stop, slow down to talk a little bit as you discuss, hearing things. And at the same time, the 3 ladies that came with you also stop, and they say, Christina says, wait, do you say which
fucking
which-
head.
What?
you say which direction you heard it from, Nick?
No, I just say that we should cover more ground by going like in different directions to make sure. Because before we thought we heard stuff, and then it was like all crazy. So like,
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to just go in the direction that Herr Hohenstaufer wants to go.
Just Ulysses. So Christine walks up to her. She says, I thought I heard it in this direction," and she points in the direction that you actually heard it coming from, Kevin.
Well, knowing that she's like a horrible witch,
Yeah.
I start doubting my own
I begin
intuition.
my persecution.
I start doubting my own intuition that that's where the voice came from, and I say, well, perhaps your witchiness, but I say, Sir, what the fuck is his name? Winterfig. A stupid name.
Summervine? What was that?
Mr. Winterfig has a reputation as a man of high office for being quite trustworthy. So I say that Group A goes with him.
So you're proposing that me and Christina split up? Because I'm like not gonna allow that.
That's sort of like, I guess that's what I'm proposing. Well, I mean, I assume she's gonna want to go in the Group B direction, so yes, that's why I'm saying it.
I see. Once we're separate groups, can we become like actual enemies, and then we can swing around and attack you?
The red team and the blue team.
Two squads of 4. You guys are now on opposite sides.
Let's put all the NPCs and Nick in one squad.
Wait,
She
is
says
he the
what?
only one with like military experience in this entire fucking game?
She says, I'd like to go with the Baron Northington group in this direction. And she points from where you definitely heard the sound come from that direction, Nick. So she says,
Yeah.
I'd like to go with your group in this direction.
Okay, fine. I say, I don't much want to have to look after you. I'm not sure that I trust you, but unless there's some kind of, trained and ready witch hunter among us, I don't see that I have much choice.
I say,
So we'll
Baron,
trade,
don't worry. I'll look after the lady.
Yeah,
Have
well-
no fear.
The Han,
trade this-
I know your, I know your game, Han.
We'll trade this horse girl for the Han. How about that?
Wait, I'm confused by what team that makes everybody on.
Okay, so as of now,
On the Caribbean team.
it's Baron Chester Northington, Christina,
And the Han.
and the Han. So they need one more,
Yes, I got the Han.
and then everybody else goes with Ulysses Winifig.
Oh, I would go with the honorable John Neville. He's a good friend. We've gotten in and out of tougher donkey scrapes.
Who are these two?
That's true, you have. You really
That's
have.
Right. Is Baron Chester Northington armed?
Yeah.
He has his
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Twice
one
over.
right
Gun A, gun B.
All right.
This
I'll
prize
let
doesn't come to
we
attention.
need to finish this today, so let's. Yeah.
aside and like whisper to him like
Taking
if
me
the witch
aside?
steps out of if the witch
Yeah.
steps out of place, I promise you a special dispensation from the sea to end the threat.
I said, don't I need a bucket of water for that?
Maybe your sharp wit is enough.
Wow.
Nope.
Okay, I say, indeed. I believe it would perhaps be my duty to rid the world of that
Indeed,
foul
would.
creature.
And should you fail in that duty, I will hold you personally accountable.
I say it's the only kind of accountable I like to be held.
Impersonal accountability is so fucking overrated.
Seriously.
All right. I'll slap him on the ass.
All right, good plan.
I was waiting for that.
So,
Get in there, champ.
yeah. So you end up. I guess Oswind, Ulysses, Marie, and Winifred go one way, right? And you guys go another. So you split essentially at like 90 degrees.
180 degrees?
No, not that far. It's like this far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you mean you heard it from behind you when you said opposite way, Kev?
I just meant the totally opposite way.
The opposite of whichever way it came from.
So if it came from the front, you say behind you, like from where you came. Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood that. So yeah, so you go. I thought you meant like.
Like it was.
Okay.
You thought you meant it was to the left of the like where we were going, and you were like, it's to the right, not
Yeah.
like it's behind us.
But that is what he meant.
Yeah, apparently.
So who's in my group?
NPCs.
Oswind, Winifred, and Marie.
Life's a series of disappointments, Kev.
Haven't made this choice. of
Wait,
this group.
why would this be a series of disappointments? Aren't you guys with like both of the eligible bachelorettes?
That's true. Well played, Ulysses.
The
real
three of us with the fucking witch. I don't.
Yeah. It's all.
You got rid of the witch and all those nerds.
Yeah. Fucking
So
And you're on a course directly back to the house, so you know.
So you,
And the footmen are all like
30 degrees
gone.
off.
So as you're walking, those of you that are walking towards the from where the voice was coming from, you don't have to make any checks. It becomes clearer that there is something. You don't know how far. It's hard to judge. Maybe 100 yards, maybe 150 or so ahead of you. There's some sort of a, I guess, more of a. It's not really a big clearing, but it's a area that's just maybe not as dense with trees. It's not like a giant clearing. It's maybe like just a very small clearing. And those of you that are walking backwards, give me another roll.
Why are they walking backwards? Seems
Backwards to
inappropriate.
the
We're walking
house.
frontwards. We're just going the wrong direction.
Yeah. So give me another roll.
This is still a focus plus intuition.
Mhm.
I get a 7.
1 second.
This guy's really, really focused.
Hold on, I gotta pull my cards too.
I get a 4.
Alright, hold on, I gotta. All right. So as you walk, okay. So, Kim, you and Winifred seem to like stop Winifred seems to stop at the same time as you hear a male voice cry out behind you. It's at a 4.
Oh, and I don't hear it?
You do.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay.
Your name is
Okay, I'm
Winifred,
sorry.
right?
Kevin, to you, like you heard it before, you're convinced it's the same exact voice crying
Okay.
out from that direction. To these two, it's their first time hearing it. So like you see Winifred stop, and she like looks behind her, and she's like, "Did you hear that?"
Say, who goes there?
Oh, sorry, Kevin. It's
I.
far.
Our
It's far.
step.
It's far. Nobody answers you, but it definitely seems like it was. It's like further away. It's not like it's not nearby. It's like way far behind you. Because you're now you're essentially.
Have we become turnaround, perhaps?
Well, so you have, right? Because you're going in the opposite direction from where you heard the voice, from where Kevin heard the voice previously, because he took your group a little bit of an angle. And as you walk in that direction, you keep hearing cries behind you, or for the first time hear them, but it definitely doesn't sound like they're coming from in front of you. It sounds like they're coming from behind you.
Okay.
Right. So I will so what did you say? You say what?
Oh, so Winifred's like, did you hear that?
I say
It definitely came from behind us.
I said indeed I did, but I heard it to the front.
She like looks forward, like and she says, "No. If you want to try to,
again.
if you want to try to convince her, Kevin, this is your
Perhaps
chance."
it's some fey trick. Beware.
Gaslighting and serious crime.
It's a reason plus what's a trickery of any sorts.
Guile.
Yeah,
Wheeler.
yeah, reason plus guile,
Wait, Giles is back?
and
So
so
get
she
on that fucking caravan, man.
so she rolled a 4, so you can if you can try to.
Kyle!
Four is your target.
It says there's no cards in the deck.
What?
Maybe you didn't so much reshuffle them as delete them
Oh.
all.
I did reshuffle them. Okay.
Maybe it's some sort of fey trick.
Recall all. Somebody like take all of them? Here, go ahead and take one, Kev. Sorry,
Who
I don't know
stole
why.
all the cards?
I did
Still says
click
there's
on
no
the deck a
more
bunch when I couldn't get to it. It was
All right.
behind Aaron's head. So.
No problem, Dave. So
I
Kevin,
really
go
don't
ahead.
think Dave had like 90 cards.
You don't know the Han, all right?
It's not that I had them. It's
Do you
just
want me
that
to? Do you want me to
That
deal one
guy's
to
playing
you?
with a full deck.
That's fine.
Okay.
Like literally every time he plays the game, he draws the entire deck.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, social status and all that. I believe I have entitlement to more of the cards than you do.
Wow.
Says,
You're not wrong.
So
Yeah.
I actually see the same thing. It says cards in deck 99, unplayed 99. There you go. Here, this is your card. Whatever that was.
That's fucking Aaron, Alex.
No, I put it on the table. Sorry. Aaron drew
What?
his own.
What's
I just
going
drew a
on?
card at the exact same time, but it was like a really fucking
Oh.
good coincidence.
Yeah. So your rolls a 3. Kev. Sorry, I just checked it out.
A 3? My God. Okay, well then I get 7.
She says, "Oh."
Guile plus reason.
Shabow.
She says, "Then
She's
yeah, maybe."
beguiled.
She says, I guess it could have been in that direction."
All right, so while I'm catfishing these motherfuckers, I'm going to. So what I want
That's
to
not
do
what
here
that
is-
means.
is-
Well, he's about to like execute a plan that will make that what it means.
He's gonna turn himself into a catfish.
Execute
Yeah.
the cat.
Yeah, in
All right.
Clockwork-
Okay. Hold on, Nick. Let's we
Gaslighting,
got to
that's
wrap
what
this
I'm
up
doing.
today. So let's go, Kev. So what are you doing?
All right, so I am going to like alter our course so that we eventually like come back around to the same heading, but like after them. But I want to use the extra time that we have to strike up idle conversation with Horsewoman and whatever this other lady
Horse.
is. The lady who apparently likes guns.
Sure. That's fine. So
And we don't need to draw it out, but essentially, I want to like express to them that I might have sympathy for Christina Fisher, and if they agree with me, in my sympathies. I know that I can't trust them.
Everybody's going on a list.
got it. So
I mean,
Kim,
everybody's already on the list,
Yeah.
and I might erase your name.
so Kim, give
if you
me
die.
give me a survival check, because then I mean, or you can, if you don't care
Sorry,
that
me?
Ulysses is turning you around, that's fine too. Whatever.
No, it's fine. I believe Ulysses. I'll follow him. He's the one that keeps hearing voices. So
Right. So
He must be reasonable. Keeps hearing voices.
They told me that I should skin you all like cats. Don't worry, I don't believe them.
I'll skin you like a dog.
I could know. All right. So Kevin, give me a bureaucracy reason check to see if you pick up on the small, minute detail. Like, because they could just be right. Let's see whether or not, because they're going to tell you that they'll like listen to you, at the same time. So you just have to beat a 2 to see whether or not you read them well.
I got a -3.
Okay.
I got a -5.
So you're saying you like trust Christina, and both of them are like nodding politely, but they don't seem like stricken with your conversation. So they're not like giving you a lot of feedback that you can like pick up
All
on.
right,
Seems like they're more concerned with like looking for lost people than talking.
Why do they
Yeah, I
think
know.
you're mad?
Okay,
Good
so at the same time as you're turning them around, the rest of the group, you are this clearing that is maybe 20 or 30 feet in front of you. It's not any different than the rest of the forest, except, like I said, the trees are less dense. But as you begin to approach it, you see that there's something a little bit weird. Like if you're looking at it with your peripheral vision, it seems a little bit brighter than if you're staring at it directly. Right, like if you like look away, you think you see a light there, and as you glance back, it's just a normal clearing. So like it's
You know what's going on here?
and Christina says, so she's standing there like turning her head. She's like, "I'm not the only one that sees it, am I?" And she like keeps doing like one of these. She says,
It's a little bit bright over here.
She says, I think this is where, I think what you wandered into earlier, the worlds of men and fae begin to mold into one." And she kind of like does a little, like a turn.
Dance.
She says, yeah, like a little. She says, I think the right way to approach, and she says, if it looks awkward, but the right way to approach is sideways.
Sure, why not?
I've done weirder things.
And so she sort of takes the lead unless anybody objects.
Well, I mean, can I
Hold the knife
understand
through.
her tactics here?
Can you what? Yeah,
I understand her tactics here. I mean, like, does that make sense to me?
So give me a mysteries roll. It's focus,
Sure.
focus plus mysteries 4.
That's not going to go that well. Focus
You can always
plus
draw
mysteries.
5.
Are there cards to draw? That's the question. Draw
There should
one
be.
card.
Or
No, I drew it. I got a 2.
okay, so just you know what? Just because your roll wasn't terrible, give me a tactics and focus roll too, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Tactics and focus roll. All right, hold on one
Yeah.
second. Tactics. Where the heck are you? Okay, hold on. Drawing another card. I got a 4.
Okay, so you have no idea whether or not this is how you get into like the Fey world, but if this is someone trying to like lure you into a trap, this is like the stupidest way of doing it, right? Like you don't think this is like a real trap of any sort, but you're not sure if
Okay.
what Christina is saying is true, right? Does that make sense? Or you just don't
Yeah.
know. You don't know if what she's saying is true.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
I like cautiously say like, very well. We'll approach from the side, I guess.
Okay.
But I like keep
So-
my eye on her.
So as she takes the lead, if you keep your eye on her, then at some point, when you are maybe a foot or two away from this clearing, she flat out disappears. If you keep your eye on her, and so I assume you're next in line. You could choose to
Yeah.
follow, or you could choose to stop.
No, I instantly like stop the party.
Okay.
Um,
So you like put up your hand. So everybody
Yeah,
behind you, which is John and Hal, you stop.
What's
I
going
mean,
Why
on,
have we stopped?
Aaron?
I say the witch, she's absconded into the darkness.
What do you mean she's gone?
I thought
Is
we
it
were,
clearing?
I didn't say that.
I thought we were transitioning between the world of humans and the world of Fae. Wouldn't it be fairly expected? Did
I
that
don't
happen
know
with
about
Giles?
transitioning stuff. That's more for witch hunters. I just know she disappeared.
Didn't this exact same thing happen with Giles like less than 2 hours ago?
Yeah, but like
All right.
No,
Listen,
something
you can
different
stay
happened with
here and try to
Giles.
analyze the situation as much as you like. I am going to crab walk my way forward until I end up in a pool with some bitch playing a violin to me.
that is
all
what we
right?
meant, right? You have to walk in here sideways, right? You have to like show your profile and then just like
Yeah.
Right.
I assume.
Crab walk.
All right. Hal sets off,
Okay.
occasionally clacking his hands.
Cuddling.
And so, so as you walk into the distance, the group. I'm switching pictures here. The group walks into an open lit area. It looks like it's getting to be the sun setting in the distance, and you find yourself with this scene. There is what seems to be a young lady that's sitting by a tree. There's leaves floating all around her. She's sort of wrapped into herself, and she's sitting there like you essentially approach as the scenery changes. You all sort of like glance around. You see Christina maybe 2 feet in front of you, like trying to take in what she's seeing, but you're no longer in the forest. If you take a look behind you, you see the Fey world, but as you begin to look away, your peripheral vision, that area darkens like a forest, right? So you're a little bit like it seems like this is also your exit out, but like not like a normal exit kind of thing. So you see
Alright.
this young lady sitting sitting in the I mean, less a lady, more of a fae for those of you that are familiar. Yeah, and she's sitting there like looking out to the distance, and you see her essentially her profile.
So she's also sideways. Nice.
Well, you are no longer sideways, but she is.
Excuse me, milady. We've lost a few of our friends, and we were hoping that you might be able to tell us where they've gone.
So she turns to you, and as she does, you see that she looks very, very sad, and she says, "Oh, hey, Hal," and she like does like a sad smile at you, and she says,
Bitch, I don't know you. Keep my name out your mouth.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, man, easy with the cocaine over there. Let's have
a bit
some
for the
reasonable
rest of us,
conversation
right?
with this nice fairy lady. Maybe she'll come to one of my parties if I talk nice to her. All right, let's see what she has to say.
so if it wasn't for the slightly green tint of skin or hair or the long nails, um, it seems like you're looking at some sort of strange version of Judith. She sits there with her wings spread. They're spread behind her, and she says, "Hey Hal, they're here." She says, I'm not sure where, but I can point you in the right direction."
Have they also become fairies, or is that a one-time thing?
She smiles. She says, "No, they're fine." Let me take that back. She says, "No, they are not fairies. They've this is says this is my world." And
So you've always been a fairy then?
and she looks down at her like hands and like she says, I guess I have." And she says, "But I didn't know it until a few weeks ago." Um, and she sort of like she looks sad. She says, "Are you here to take me back?" Like almost like almost hopeful with her like facial expressions.
I mean,
Free to come with us if you'd like.
I don't. What exactly was the dynamic between fairies and non-fairies in Clockwork London?
So there are changelings, which are part fairies, which are like they have fey blood, and there's fairies who are like not like allowed, like full blown fairies are like not a thing.
I mean, do people pretend to not be fairies, but also they are fairies?
So fairies can pretend, but only for like a limited amount of time with like magic that would fade over, like a few hours or minutes. Nothing longer than like
So then,
2 hours at most.
this can't actually be Judith.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean,
it's you don't know of a case like that, right? As you're there, she says you can take back. Did Emmanuel send you to get me?
I mean, Emmanuel sent us, and we are here. I wouldn't really go so far as to put the two of those things together. Really, I'm not entirely sure what to do with this that you've
Right.
thrown in our direction. Mostly, if you could become a human again and come back with us, that would solve a lot of the problems that I'm facing at the moment. Because I don't know how to break this to you, but I will have difficulty explaining this to Arabella in a way that she will appreciate and not so much behead us.
She says, from what Emmanuel told me, is I've been cursed since birth. And when I turned 19, I was going to start exhibiting signs, but as far as I knew, I was human the whole time.
Wait,
Who
So,
did she say told her that?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel Rudolph.
So, which one is he? Is he the bad guy, or is he our friend?
He's our friend.
Not our friend.
Well,
Hey.
Oh, this is the guy back at the palace?
Yeah.
the guy who asked us to help, Emmanuel Rudolph.
So
Alright.
you're cursed to become a fairy at some point after you turn 19.
Just my birthday was a little over 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit! Happy birthday then.
Oh, and that's the game. Thank you for joining us. I don't think anybody else could have asked for a better ending.
So Christina begins to slowly walk towards Judith, and she as she's walking, she says, She says, Judith, why didn't you say something to me?
You're just supposed to know when it's someone's birthday. You're not supposed to tell everybody.
2 weeks late. That's what are you supposed to do with that information now?
Right.
And like Judith doesn't respond. She just kind of like shrugs.
She's stuck in the mail.
So
Well,
she says, as for Stephen and Alice, he says, well, I think the prince still has them. Oh, she says, oh, sorry, the prince that runs this Fatum.
Fairy prince. That's not good. So, like, do you want to be in Clockwork London, or do you want to be a fairy? It seems like you're kind of sad at the moment. I'm not sure how to take that.
Her eyes light up. She's like, no, I want to go back. And she like her eyes light up, and she like looks at you. You have any sort of like, I don't know, truth reading ability? Anything that applies?
I don't know. What's truth reading ability? I have intuition, investigation.
Intuition is fine.
All right.
Intuition and reason.
All right.
And you got to match a 3.
Intuition and reason, trying to match a 3. I guess I'll just use the card that I drew. I haven't looked at it yet.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, it's a 2. Nice. All right.
It's a negative.
So that makes it a 7 total.
What's the condition on the card?
It is undone.
Yeah, we're not using that. So she is telling the truth. She does not want to be here. You can see, like her like arms raised. She's like, she's like her eyes light up. She's like, can you take me out of here? Right? Can you take me back? Kind of thing.
Well, it seems to me that if anyone was going to be able to make that happen, it would be the prince of this particular faedom, and we've got to go and see him anyway because he's got the other putzes. So why don't we go and see what we can do? I mean, certainly, I guess it's possible that Christina is capable of turning fairies into humans. Seems slightly unlikely to me.
Steve stands there like shaking her head. No.
All I can do is give you cocaine at the moment, so let's we can try that one. That is a
why don't we at least try that just to rule it out?
No, hold on. I only have so much cocaine. If we can do this without using my cocaine, I would prefer that. All right.
I'm not sure why you're hogging the cocaine. That's not cool.
That's not very.
Wait, what do you mean you're not sure about that? That seems like it's eminently reasonable to me.
So she says. So she as you're telling her that she's like sort of like shaking her head. She's like, he won't let me leave. He won't let you leave if he knows you're here. She says, oh my god. And she like looks down. She says, he's a real person. She shakes her hand. She's like, you know him.
Yeah, he's the other guy. He's the bad guy. From the council, whatever his name was. I don't know, Dominic Gleason or something like that.
Lord or something?
Lund. Yeah.
Yeah. Lund.
Oh, she says, oh, so you do know. Okay, she says, then he's not going to let you leave. Or I don't think he will.
Wait, Lund is the bloody Fey Prince?
She says,
I mean, we knew he was a bad guy, and now there's a Fey bad guy, so 1 + 1 = Lund.
You?
Anyway, so I mean, I guess Lund seems to this Prince Lund seems to be quite capable at pretending to be human.
She says, she's like, she says, I don't have an explanation for that.
Oh, so that's even better then. All we have to do is, is it called killing with fairies, or is it like disassociating? Anyway, so we make him to not exist after we force him to tell us how to get you to be like a human again, and then we've killed some number of winged creatures with ideally however many stones are at our disposal.
So as you're talking to her, Ulysses, Ulysses and Osmond, your group is wandering back to where you found this, and you distinctly hear people talking, and you see a clearing in the distance, but you don't see them. So why don't everybody in that group make a mysteries roll? The check is a 5. It's reason plus
haven't-
mysteries.
Isn't this exactly the same thing that happened earlier to me?
So the only difference is that it's just an approach is different, right? The only one that went in was the footman, and he went in sideways and disappeared, and you guys kind of went around the roundabout way to get there.
Sure, but I'm saying, wouldn't I kind of maybe realize that the same thing is going on?
Sure, yeah, that's fine. You do realize that, Kim, but whether or not you can walk through it, but I think these ladies are gonna carry you here.
As opposed to bouncing off?
Or just going right through. Okay, so what are your rollerinos?
So mysteries, right? And what?
Mysteries. Reason?
I get an 8.
Kim cartwheels through.
You're in there.
Turns
So-
out Kim is also a fairy.
Yeah, so leading the way, Kim, you just did this an hour ago, and you kind of you tell everybody to stop, and just you part with one hand sideways, and you watch as your hand disappears into nothingness, and you follow through, and the rest of the group. Winifred, without hesitation, does the same thing. Marie stands behind Ulysses, and she says, "Do we just follow them?"
I guess I will
we cannot allow these witches to escape.
I'm not just gonna jump through this thing without explaining what's going on. I'll say we ran into this phenomenon before. It seems to be the entrance to the Fey realm or whatever it is. I think I can do it again. Shwing.
And then he
Right,
disappears.
but Winifred is fine with this.
Winifred is absolutely fine. She doesn't bat an eye. As a matter of fact, it looks like she sort of knows of this.
Get her on the list.
I'll go through and look at her and say have you done this before?
Are you talking to Kim because he just said he did?
No, Winifred.
And she just smiles her beautiful smile at you, and and winks at you with her
No, that's
right
not
eye.
The little minx.
even a little bit of that.
So as you walk in,
I'll, actually, I don't know. I will not just stare at her with the blank expression and say, "Have you?"
she just walks away from you.
Begging to get killed.
Everybody in every party expects to get killed.
No. I asked her a question, and she decided it'd be better if she pulled some fucking bullshit.
True.
Yeah.
It did seem like she thought that would be better, which is just a mistake.
So as you draw your pistol to shoot her in the back, you notice that there's a fairy sitting by a tree with a bunch of people surrounding her.
So he shoots her in the back instead.
How many bullets do I have?
Enough for everyone.
All right. That's
Wow. What an accommodating GM.
So I mean, you can decide how you want to react to it, but you see that you see John, Hal, Oswind, and Christina talking to what seems to be it's a fairy for sure, but has a lot of similarities to Judith, unmistakable.
all right. I will conceal myself if possible. If everybody else is distracted by this stupid fairy.
Yeah, there's nowhere really to conceal. I mean, it's sort of like an open area, but you don't have to make your. No, you're in a clearing. You're in an open area. Here, let me show you. You're the forest no longer the forest exists behind you, but not really. Right, so you're in an open area at the edge of some, I don't know, thing with the setting sun in the distance.
Oh, it's not the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. So the forest is no longer behind you. It's kind of like an open field, so to say. But as you turn around, you see the forest flicker in your peripheral vision. So as you the Winifred goes straight for the for the party standing around talking, and very quickly you guys catch her up on whatever details you're willing to give her, and also Judith Ferry is very forthcoming with any information that anybody asks of her.
Like what?
Like, what do you ask of her?
Capital.
What,
I mean,
when I asked her what happened to Hohenstaufer's trinket.
And she looks around and she says she has it, and she points at Christina.
Oh.
And Christina, like, taken aback for a minute, and she says, and then
So-
she like
so what-
composes.
Didn't
she,
have
like,
it, and then Arabella squeezed it, and it appeared in my pocket.
and she says, I didn't think the princess should hold on to it.
Is that what you thought?
No, I didn't
It's
think
what
that
she
she should
didn't
hold on
think.
to it.
That's what she said. She said I didn't think.
That's right. You didn't think. All right. I don't actually care.
I was trying to help
mean,
you out there, Hohenstaufer.
I know. No, you did a good job. Thanks.
You're not gonna die now. Good job.
But when she's dead, it will be much easier to take this back.
So Judith Ferry stands up and she says, "So
Judith Ferry.
so can we go then?"
Are we all together now?
We're asking the
Yeah, you're all
questions
together.
here.
Yeah,
You're all-
I'm afraid that like we won't be going anywhere. Only humans go back to Human Town. Sorry about that.
Wait, so did everything change? I thought we had a plan.
Well,
Well,
then
yeah, but
Ulysses
now
showed
that
up.
Ulysses knows, he doesn't want her to come because he's a clock, and everybody
That's
else.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
So she's
Let her
a
roll.
little bit. So she looks between like Hal and Ulysses, and she says, but Hal said I can come.
Oh, hell.
Sorry.
Only
Listen,
the Han has that kind
Hold
of
on, hold
power.
on. Was it explained to Ulysses that currently one of the advisors to the Queen is a fairy? That part get across to him?
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see what the problem is. We're gonna go kill him, and then we're gonna get her turned back into a human, and then we're gonna go home.
Fake creatures belong in the Fae.
Oh.
You
So-
didn't listen to a single word that I said. You're just repeating yourself now.
So Kim,
All
can
right.
you can you roll a focus? Oh, it's not focus. It's focus plus composure, please. And the difficulty is pretty high. You're gonna need a card to succeed. It's like 5.
Focus plus composure.
Yeah.
I got a 3. 2, sorry.
Do, sir.
Any
I'm
lower?
fucking
than-
cheating, Kim.
So
Ah!
Kim, you begin to have what you feel is some sort of extreme headache. Like you feel the
Freezing.
veins in your head like pulsing, and you're like you put both of your hands like into your head and you like begin to massage them, and Judith notices you and she takes 2 steps back. She says, "I'm sorry, Aswin," and she like begins to like just move further away from you.
Does it help? Does it help?
Does it?
Does it?
Does it? No.
It does help actually.
Oh, nice.
Oswald, are you allergic to Fae?
And who isn't?
I say,
Everyone else, apparently.
I guess maybe I am. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling too well.
So she says, I'm sorry. So I don't know what some of my abilities do, but I feel like but I feel sometimes I just can't control them. And she nods at Oswin.
I'll
So, what
like
was
take a
happening?
couple of steps back, I guess. Keep my distance. From the filthy fae.
A little bit redundant.
I don't know. She looked kind of clean to me.
Fresh new green skin. Couldn't be that dirty.
Okay, so as you so I think the plan that Hal was laying out was to go see Lund in his prince form. Kevin, do you want to change some of that, or not do it, or?
I have no problem exposing Lund, but I don't understand why we need to bring this fish out of the lake.
Well, you see, if the fish looks more like a human, then it would be proper to come out of the lake.
More importantly, we're going deeper into the lake.
Oh, he's not back at the palace? He's here?
No, he's here.
He's here. Oh, so yeah, she says, yeah, both Alice and
Stephen.
Yeah, both Alice and Stephen are with him. I'm afraid they're his prisoner, but nobody would notice her missing, but him for sure.
Do you know what Alice's deal is? Like who
she
is
like
she?
she smiles like the sly smile. She says, "I do." She is she's a social climber.
Well, that's it.
She like
That's like almost as bad as being a fairy.
Yeah, can we leave her here and bring you back? Does that seem acceptable? She's a social climber. Did you hear that?
She's not a bad girl. It's just that she'll go with any man of high status that shows her interest.
Oh, she's a slut. All right.
Yeah, that's
Never mind. Let's bring her back.
That's
All
cool.
right.
That's
Girl can do
fine.
whatever she wants.
You stay. Her come with us.
Everything's changed again. All right.
Stephen can also stay.
I'm sure there are lovely horses for him here. We'll go and...
Listen, if this, fairy wants to keep these people prisoner, then I'm not sure we can challenge him in his realm. But we should report back to the queen so that she can sort through this matter with her advisor. I see no reason to do anything but leave.
Sounds a little bit like death by bureaucracy for Stephen and Alice there.
That's exactly what it sounds like. But I happen to agree that one of us should return and report to the Queen in case the rest of us are not successful in our quest. So, Ulysses.
And you want me to return?
It's your choice. That seemed to be your
I do
preferred
have to
plan of
point out
action.
that I need to return this trinket to the barracks by noon tomorrow. Or even like 11.
Baron, let me clarify. If we do not succeed, none of us will be returning at all. And so whatever the barracks master...
Like, I'm honor bound to return this trinket by tomorrow.
Do you think that will get you out of the fairy prison? They're really big about weird ticky-tacky commitment things. That's kind of their deal.
I'm just saying.
Marie says this may be a little too much for me to handle. She says I can volunteer to return.
I mean, yeah, I would have suggested that neither Marie nor Winifred come with us to confront a fairy prince in his own court. But anyone who wants to is, I suppose, welcome to.
No, Winifred looks
lacking a trusty footman to send it back with you, so you're kind of on your own.
Yeah, she's.
So Winifred is all in.
Yeah, Winifred. She's guns blazing. No, she is like. She said, she says, "Let's go talk. Let's talk to this prince and get our friends back."
Can we just send her ahead to get the friends, and then we'll meet her here?
No, listen. I'm all in for the friend getting. I'm on this train. Are there trains yet? Am I projecting?
Yeah. No, there's
trains.
Good. That's what I'm on.
Okay, so so let's show a vote of hands at who's going forward. Judith Ferry's in, Hal's in, Winifred is in. Yeah. John's in.
I can't miss an experience like this. Could shape the rest of the parties I throw for the rest of my life.
Yes, it could.
So it leaves Oswin, Cheston Norlington, and Ulysses Winterfig. Marie bows out for sure. She says she's going back. There's nothing for her here.
All right. Well, I can't let.
I'll just do
Christina
whatever.
escape
I'm-
justice.
Oh, what is Xtina doing?
Oh, Christina's coming. Sorry, I apologize.
I'm
Forgot
good.
about
I'm
that.
good
She's-
with like whatever the group wants to do.
I guess Conrad will go kind of cautiously.
Okay. All right. Cautiously, Conrad. So I think that's everybody, with Ulysses not wanting to abandon his I don't want to say friends because then Ulysses will be like, they're not my friends. The entire group, minus Marie plus Judith Ferry, head forward to essentially where Judith is leading you, and as you're walking, she says, "He won't be alone, you know."
Yeah, I assume the rest
forget
of the
it then.
fairy court.
What?
Yeah, like we were prepared for this until you pointed that out, and now no.
You could have told us that like at least 20
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Seriously, you could have pointed that out, and then like our whole plans would have changed. I mean,
So fairy court.
And she says he's dangerous, but he's reasonable.
All right.
And a chap.
All right.
Well then,
so
yeah. I mean, my impression is that you talk to fairies, and it usually goes terribly for you, but sometimes it works out all right.
So as you're walking, Kim, give me another composure check. Judith
Shit's
killed you.
going down.
Yeah.
Card here. Ooh, this one's worse than the last one. 0.
It's good because the pain is getting much stronger than previously. Like this headache won't go away, and your muscles are beginning to feel a little bit sore. You could still walk fine. You just feel uncomfortable in your own skin, kind of thing.
All right, I'd say perhaps it's best that I turn back as well. There's something about this realm that doesn't sit right with me.
So as you say that, you hear Loon's voice like resonate. He says, "Turn back where? You're already here." He says,
ooh.
"Welcome." Lund. He stands there in the middle of this lit clearing surrounded by trees
Clearing
and
is lit.
flags. Yeah, it's super lit. Right? He stands there. He has a pet. He's like it's like a giant wolf that he's like petting. He says, "Welcome to my kingdom."
What's the
Thank
wolf's
you.
name?
Which is check out my wolf.
What's the wolf's name?
He says, I did not expect to see you guys. I didn't think you'd make it this far."
Is it unusual for people to walk forward? Does that not happen?
They usually walk sideways.
Actually, that's true. We
Because
did have to walk sideways.
Says, most noblemen, when faced with a situation, turn tail and run.
We don't have tails. We're not Fae.
I hate to break it to you, but I'm pretty sure that actually very few of us are noble.
Yeah, that's true too.
He says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm not as caught up with politics of the court as I used to be. Not that court, anyway."
Ah, yes, Fey Court and all that. Very good. Anyway, so love to stay and chat. Really enjoy what you've done with the place. But we were wondering if it would be possible for us to de-green pointyify Judith here, collect Stephen, maybe Alice. I don't know. It depends a little bit on how attached you think.
Why
the
do we
princess
want
is.
Stephen? I thought we were clear on this.
Listen, somebody will miss Stephen. That's why we want Stephen.
Will they though?
I mean, more so than they're going to miss that harlot. All right.
Well, that's true.
So, I mean, social climber.
Behind
something, all right.
behind him, up against the tree, you see Stephen, who is he's on his knees. He's slumped over. He looks like he was like there's cuts and bruises all over. He looks like he was lashed. How many times you can't count from here, but he looks like he was severely beaten, and he's like slumped over. And Alice stands she's like stands next to him with her like hands on him, like kind of like trying to make sure he's okay, but she looks like she's been like crying, but otherwise she looks fine.
Anyway, like I said, I don't judge whatever whatever gets your rocks off. But yeah, if we could just take them, be on our way. Judith, not fairy anymore. I don't see why anyone has to be the wiser about this whole, you thing that's going on right now.
This whole you thing.
Like it. Give me some sort of like a convince roll. I don't know. Parlay, is that like a thing?
Yes, that's the thing.
That we do?
We parlay.
Let's do reason and parlay. Reason with him, 4 is the number to beat.
All right. Oh, that's not good. I got a 0.
Okay. So he says, I can't give you all those things, but I will make a trade. And like his eyes like twinkle and like light up. He says,
something's wrong with your eyes.
He says, I'll give you the girl.
Which
that one.
Uh-huh.
That one.
The one who's just going to give herself to us anyway?
Do I just assume that name?
Social climber?
Social climber?
Wait, are we still slut shaming? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's
exactly what we're doing.
He says, I'll give you the girl. He says, and that guy is kind of weak. So, but he is really fun to push around. He's like, as far as the whole undoing of the fairy things, like that was written in blood years ago by her parents. So I wasn't even around for that. So I don't even know how to change that if I tried.
Where was it written in blood? Where's the contract?
He says, so he's like, contract. He's like, he says, I'm sure it's here somewhere. He says, I don't know. I can send some people to find it.
Yeah, why don't you do that? We've got plenty of time.
And he waves them off. He like waves at some people to off. He's like, her you can have, but he's like, for him, I'll make a trade.
What were you thinking for the trade?
Oh, someone else.
Listen, I might trade one of us for Judith. Don't know if I'm going to trade anyone for Steven.
Why do you care so much about Judith?
Because she's a fairy, and that's cool. And Steven literally has nothing going for him. Like,
I mean, it is
nothing.
pretty cool.
Isn't he fond of
he's
horses?
Not lying.
There's only like one person in this clearing who turned into a fairy, as far as I can tell.
But if you're trying to get her defairied, then
she will still have turned into a fairy at one point, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with that concept.
So as you as you're standing there like debating, Christina takes like 2 steps forward and she says,
No. This girl's gonna get killed.
She says, Prince of the Fatum, I'll take her. I'll take her place.
Her place or his place?
I'll take his place. I'll take his place. He like looks her over, and he says, "Yeah, done."
All right. Well, that solves one dilemma. Is there any like message that you want us to take back to the land of people who are not enslaved to fairy princes?
You're talking to Christina?
Yeah.
she says, "Apologize to the princess for me. I don't think I have much of her trust any longer, and I think we'll be seeing you again in." And she looks down. She looks down and like pulls out a little notebook, and she looks at the prince, and she says, "6 months?" And he nods. He's like, "6 months."
Ah, some kind of
Very mysterious.
solstice bullshit.
Uh,
A bit redundant.
so at the same time, he beckons beckons to your group to come closer, and as you're all looking around, Winifred takes like a few steps forward, like to go to him, and he says, "You did well," and he like reaches out his hand to her, and she like takes his hand and like kisses it and like stands by his side. And she says, "Forgive the deception, but the party organization was on my
I
behalf."
think we already left.
So as you guys stand there, eventually one of his little fairy devils like jumps his way back, and he like brings a little thing, and he like opens it up. He's like, "Yep, this is it." And he faces it towards you, and it's this like really thick glossy parchment, and there's some sort of deal. It's like a lot of legalese, but on it is
Hal gets out his glasses, takes the contract, and sits down to read it in depth.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially Judith's parents were to be the long and skinny of it was her parents were to be raised to a higher human noble standing in order to and they were signing away their firstborn when she turns 19 to essentially to the Fey world.
I see. And do we happen to know what the standing of her parents is?
Give me a bureaucracy check. I mean, you can ask. Like if you're
Bureaucracy check. Bureaucracy and reason.
It's reason.
Okay.
So it's a one. It's a one check.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 4, something like that.
Okay.
Reason
So
5.
So you know that they own like a pretty vast estate. They came into some fortune maybe 20 years ago or so, where they found some sort of gold or some sort of minerals where they lived, and essentially mined it up and sold it, and were able to elevate their means and thus their class. It's a significant amount.
I see.
But since then, so both of her parents are actually dead.
Oof.
Her parents are not, like, they died of whatever, old age and dysentery. Like nothing, no murder, no crazy. It's just like,
like one died of old age and one died of dysentery. These poor old people both had dysentery.
One died of heart
disease. They should have gone over this with their lawyer.
So it's it was just Judith managing this massive estate, and when this estate falls, it actually falls to the queen and her court to decide what to do with it, because there's no rightful heir. And so a lot of times when things like this happen, it's like divided among the advisors and things like that.
Right.
I see. So in other words, the Fae stand to gain from the fulfillment of this contract, and essentially will reap everything that they put into it.
Yeah.
I see.
They're going to reap what they sow.
What do bullets do to Fae?
I mean, they hurt them pretty bad. Like they're not
normal bullet consequences.
Not as bad as a human, but
like I mean, I'll look at Ulysses and give him the maybe it's time.
Yeah. I was nodding before he looked at me, and then I nod more vigorously.
He's standing there with his like pistol drawn on the king. He's like,
Yeah.
He looks at me and like, hold my sword up too.
I mean, it seems like this is a clearly bullshit deal, and it falls to us as the representatives of those who have been created by the Clockmaker to prevent this kind of usurpation of our rights.
He's not wrong.
all right. I mean, if you want to attack the prince, I will give two of you a one attack before, before everybody else acts. So, essentially, there's you guys, and Winifred stands next to the prince. Christina stands next to the prince, and he has a wolf standing by his side as well. So, choose your targets.
Well, I mean, I technically have a sword cane, but if the Baron and Ulysses, can,
that's fine. I said two of you.
Yeah, I'm just
Sure. Shooting, but he's good at fencing.
I mean,
Listen,
I don't know. I could
whatever
do
gets
stuff.
you off, man. I'm just saying.
Whatever kind of usurpation you want to do.
Is now the time for me to take the cocaine? I've been waiting so long.
Yeah, no.
Not the amphetamines?
It's way overdue.
Yeah. So cocaine.
I'll do whatever people want. If people want me to like shoot the prince and his wolf, that's fine.
People very much want that.
Yeah, I mean the Baron's pretty good at that kind of stuff, I guess.
So Aaron, it halves wounds penalties, and you regain an initiative card that was lost to wounds, but you are not so good at composure, social defense, and you become obsessed.
Okay, so in other words, when I get hurt, I take the cocaine and fucking berserker out on them.
That's right, berserker rage.
Yeah, I'm fucking in. All right.
Okay, so why don't Baron and Ulysses Winterfig, since Hal draws his sword cane and he gives you the secret signal that you guys discussed to fight.
Screaming, shoot him.
I was gonna say, was it the stirring speech I gave about how we have
how you have screwed up? Okay, so why don't both of you give me a firearms plus grace, right? That's the.
I don't know if that's what it is.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Let me just check. It's grace plus firearms.
We're gonna have to talk
And
about
tell me
this
who
system.
you're shooting.
I think on Live for Me on Thursday, we need to talk about this system and whether or not it makes no fucking sense.
What?
System.
Grace is like equivalent of dexterity.
No, the premise of the cards in the first.
I have to shoot him. I can't stab him.
You can,
What's the TN of this?
0.
Oh, okay.
It's
I got
0
a
to
4.
Well, I get a 0. Good shooting.
Okay, so you both shoot him and he gets hit. A 4 is good enough to shoot him right in the side, and a 0 shoots him right in the leg, and he gets simultaneous at both of you, and he's taken aback, but he's bleeding.
I say, welcome to Earth.
All right. Well, so
wow.
So I'm gonna deal everybody 3 cards.
Eat.
So that's your initiatives, and then I'm going to draw some cards for myself. So if you have a high initiative, please let me know.
I have an 83.
Okay, yep. Hold on, I'm still pulling.
I swear, you guys all better have really high initiatives with the cards that I have gotten.
I have an 84.
All right, so I have a 98.
Wait,
Can't beat that.
did you say
And
you
an
were
80.
dealing us cards? Oh, you replaced my cards.
I have a 100 as well. Yeah.
John, a
So
98, a 94, an 87, and a 100?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wait, how do we read mine if they're all negative?
No, it's the numbers in the upper
Upper
right-hand corner.
Oh, my
They're
bad.
still not good.
Okay, so the prince is going to use the fake card to
Murder everyone.
He
Well done.
he narrows his eyes, bleeding, and he says, "Go!" And like the wolf at his side just disappears where he's standing, and in this like blinding speed, attacks who rolled the 4? All right.
No,
Baron.
So he's gonna attack the Baron.
Baron Chester Northington.
So he has 2 base, and so he rolls a 3. Okay, so you are your guard is lowered by 1, Nick. Your guard is down
Alright.
by 1. Okay, so that means
Does
everybody.
my stuff not matter? I don't know how this works.
Once your guard is down, you begin to lose cards. Cards are your hit points.
No,
Once you're out of
I mean,
cards-
for him attacking me, does any of my defenses and stuff matter? I don't know what they're for,
No, they're all 0.
but they're not on my character sheet.
So only your guard matters. Your guard is how many attacks you can take before you are.
So the defenses
defeated.
mean nothing. That's just what I'm trying to understand.
I think that's what it says. It's like defense or guard. Maybe I'm using the
My
term
guard is not
incorrectly.
No, on my character sheet, I have physical defense and I also have guard.
So
Yeah.
it's physical defense. Guard is social combat.
Wait,
I don't have,
Guard
I
is
have
like-
much higher the numbers than 0 for physical combat.
Yeah, that's my physical defense is a 6. That's what I don't understand.
The physical defense. Oh, hold on. You guys are right. Let me go. The attack is physical defense. Defense against possible defense against physical traits. If the guard is up, it'll be removed. Immediately draw a number of cards equal to the. Okay. Every attack achieves at least a basic success, which is 1. So yeah, essentially it's if successful, which is 0, but physical defense is either. Oh no, I'm sorry, you guys are right. Yeah, so you can. It has to surpass your roll, which is for close combat. While fighting one opponent, it's your choice, Nick. Vigor in athletics, vigor in fencing, vigor in fisticuffs, or vigor in melee. That's the TN.
For his attack, that's the TN.
Correct.
Vigor and what do you say? Fisticuffs,
fencing, melee, or
melee, fisticuffs, fencing, or athletics.
yeah,
So, like-
athletics. That's great.
Okay, yeah. So you try to dodge out of the way. So what's the TN on that?
That's a 6.
Okay, so like the wolf misses
That's
you.
fine,
It
that's
doesn't.
fine,
It does
that's
not hit you. So I'm gonna keep going just because we're running a little bit on time. I want to finish it. Maybe I'll like cut some of the action. We'll see. So so he goes again. This time the prince himself. He throws his spear. And this time it's aimed at you, Hal, because you're the instigator here.
that seems unfair. I would say that he's the instigator. I gave him a perfect opportunity to just give us everything we wanted, and no one had to get hurt.
Okay, so his attack. All right, so give me a dodge for.
So it's vigor plus something.
Against range. It's just vigor and athletics.
All right, that's 2.
Okay, so his total roll is a 6, which means he beats you by 4, which he can choose to do this, which is unbalance. He unbalances you.
Alright.
And so is anybody higher than a 94, or are these people just going to keep beating you guys up?
No, I'm not interested in this.
I don't
Okay.
think that anybody's higher than a 94.
Okay, so basically you cannot be if you take a maneuver on any turn in a conflict, you must flip an additional initiative card and take that maneuver. To take that maneuver. You have to use 2 cards to do one thing. That's what unbalance is. If you want to take
Okay.
a maneuver. If you want to like attack and fight, right? Okay, so this person attacks Ulysses. It's Ulysses, you want to give me your total
5.
Yeah, so it's no good. So essentially the prince throws another the spear like reappears in his hand and he throws it again, but it like doesn't even come close to you. And then 87 again, nobody?
No, wait. 93. Someone had a 93, didn't they?
Oh. 93? Anyone?
Nick has a 93.
Yeah.
Nick,
Sorry,
93?
I do have a 93.
Okay. All right, Nick. Tell me what you're doing.
I mean, I'm pretty pissed that wolf tried to hit me. So, like, you know,
Outwolf it, dude.
if
Yeah,
I can
fucking
like,
fight it.
if I can like murder that thing,
I'll bite the shit
Do
out of
it.
it.
is it too close to me now to shoot? Is it like near me, having tried to attack me, or is it like?
Yeah, I mean, you can still shoot. It's just -2 penalty. I mean, it's bad.
No, that's fine. I will like as I like dodge out of the way, I'll draw my sword and
Okay.
and give it a nice stab. So what? That's fencing plus which? Is that still grace or
It's.
or is it vigor? I don't know what the.
I don't know. Just use whichever one you're better at.
All right, great.
'Cause I'm not gonna spend time with it.
That's fine. Let me draw a card. Oh no, wait. Do I draw cards? I
You
still
do.
draw cards, just
Yeah.
outside of my regular
Mhm.
things. Okay. Okay. That's the fourth. I've only drawn 4 cards tonight, and every single one of them was a 0. Your deck's broken.
It looks fine to me. I don't know what the problem is.
It's a little weird to me that I've drawn 4 zeros. But anyway, it's a 4 that I get.
Okay, no, 4 is actually what you need to get. You match it, which means it's like a minor attack. So you essentially you hit the you slice at the wolf and you catch him across. You like slice a bunch of his fur and maybe nick him a little bit. And you like do actually lower his guard by 1, which is also what happened to you, Aaron. Sorry, your guard is lowered by 1 because you did get actually hit. Okay, 87. Alright,
hold
so-
on. Sorry, I'm
Yep.
trying to look at like 4 things at the same time. I don't have anything, so I think 87 is the next thing to go.
Okay, so 87. Essentially, the whoever Winifred was essentially drops a disguise, and this fey-looking like demon stands there. She has like a slim female torso, but her skin is red, and she she begins to like tie these like strings together in front of her hand, and she's like looking at your group and like just like menacingly like retreating backwards, and that's her action. For those of you in the know, she's gonna cast a spell. All right,
Okay.
so I don't have any actions between 87 and 29.
All right, well
have
that means we go a lot.
I have
means you
70.
go a lot. Okay, so 71, unless somebody's
my
above.
best-
I mean, I have. So
No, I had
You have an
80.
84, I think.
No,
right?
no, I had a 73.
You have the 84. Kim, you may be muted.
I have an 84.
Okay, yeah, Kim has an 84.
I have, I think, an 83.
I have an 80. I have an 80.
So I have an 83, but I don't exactly understand like what the consequence is of.
Are all the numbers separate on the cards, or are they added together?
It's just the number in the upper right-hand corner, just the little number in the upper right.
But add them all 3 together, or each separate?
No,
card?
no,
Individual.
Which one is different?
You just have like low cards. You just have a 40, a 6, and a 25. So go ahead, Aaron.
No, it's Kim. Kim's 80.
Oh, Kim, I'm
84.
sorry. Yeah,
Well,
so remember, at any point, you can give up 2 of your initiative cards to take your turn, like right now, if you want. Anybody.
Well, I guess Conrad, seeing as he is unarmed and has somewhat of a headache, will begin to retreat.
Okay.
I will give up 2 of my initiative cards. I will give up the 6 and the 25 because they're garbage. And
It's true.
I will
Oh, sorry.
unsheath my cane sword and strike a fierce blow at the wolf.
Are we supposed to like use these cards when we?
I mean, we
Oh.
know that they're gone. We know that they're gone, right? Because we're going in order. Like, I mean, we know. We'll remember Dave. So you're supposed to like give them to me. Essentially, I tried to steal
Okay.
it. Wouldn't let me.
No, that's. I'm just wondering, like, so at the end of every card, we'll deal out a whole set of new cards and do another round. Okay.
Yes. So, yeah. So, John, make your attack. Pull a card from the deck. That's your attack plus your whatever weapon you're using plus whatever you're aiming at.
Oh, I got a steal request from you. I see.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
even know how to answer,
That's fine. Don't worry.
but I can't see the deck.
All
Wait,
right, I'm drawing a card. Or
I
I'm
got it.
drawing a card. Okay, you
What?
got a 0.
I got a 0. That's bullshit. 0 again, Nick.
Rigged.
So, what's your total roll? It still matters.
What am I adding up here?
What weapon are you using and who are you hitting?
Cane sword, wolf.
Okay, so it's whatever's better, vigor or grace, plus like melee or fisticuffs or what did you use, Nick?
How about fencing?
I use
Fencing,
vigor
fencing.
We'll
fencing.
go 4.
Okay, 4 is actually enough. So you do the same thing. You slice at the wolf, and he like does a little yelp, not ready that you're coming from behind him, and he like jumps backwards.
Wait, if John's coming from behind him and he jumps backwards, is he like in John's arms? Is that
John's holding him like a baby. Okay, so it's still Kim was 84, so it's 83 now.
Yeah, so it's my turn. But if I want to go, I use 2 of my things to go?
No, not if you actually have an 83.
Wait, but I had that effect that was done to me by getting hit with the spear.
No, if you want to maneuver, if you want to just attack, that's
then
fine.
I'm fine. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like moving. All right.
Yeah.
No, listen, I will fucking stand my ground. Is there anything within reach of a sword cane?
The wolf is within reach. Of the
Yeah,
sword.
then I will
his
sword
guard's
cane
down.
I'll sword cane the shit out of that wolf. So it's grace plus like some kind of other thing.
Plus your fencing.
I don't have any fencing. I don't have any fisticuffs. I don't
Plus
have any melee.
Plus
I
the card
have
then.
I have
Athletics?
athletics. I'm
Should
athletic.
I just use all my
That's
cards
fine.
and stab him again?
All right.
Athletics is fine. Okay.
All right, so then I need a card. I need a card. I'm getting it. What do I have? Oh, that's a -3. Always with the -3s.
It wasn't a 0 this time. Well, that's good.
So the net is a 1, I think.
Okay, so 1's not enough to hit the wolf. But he like leaps out of the way, even though he's distracted by John. So let's keep going. After an 83, who do we got?
I have
I'm
an
at
80.
20.
Then 80. 80's next to go, Nick. Go for it.
All right. Fuck the wolf. Can we just like kill the prince and be done with it?
Sounds like a good plan.
Give it a go. Get in there.
All right,
Shoot him. If he's dead, he's dead.
I dive at him and like stab him with my sword.
Do it.
Maybe
Alright.
Judith will become the Queen of Fairy, and then I don't know. Magic plus plus.
All right, I got a 9.
Okay.
Woo! Son.
He's dead. All right. We
And
rejoice.
apparently I'm
We go
aggravated.
home.
Extra stabity. All right, so yeah. All right, so aggravated, which I think is what you pulled. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the card I pulled.
Aggravated is like the right response for having a fucking ghost wolf attacking you and like some bullshit going on.
Okay, so any single condition on the target character now becomes a permanent condition. If the aggravated condition is placed on a character without any current condition, treat it as a dazed condition.
Wait, so Nick gets dazed?
No.
Oh, he
Prince-
dazed
the
the
prince-
prince. Nice.
Yeah. So essentially, he needs to use 2 initiative cards instead of 1 to act, to do anything.
But he's
Um,
also dead, right?
Yeah, seriously.
No, so he gets stabbed, and like he's
And he's just like, oh, I'm upset about it.
yeah, exactly.
I am
dazed
so
right now.
fucking aggravated.
So pissed right now. All right, so after an 80, who else do we have left?
I think Nick has a 73.
All right, Nick, it's you again.
Right,
Like,
I'm aggravated that he's only aggravated, so I'm gonna like murder him.
It's a goddamn Diablo 2 Zeal Paladin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna murder this guy. I stab him again. I'm
Do
like,
it.
wait, you're fine? Fucking Christ, this deck is so rigged.
You just pulled a 5. You can't get back when you pull a -5, Nick. What's
No, I just did. I just got aggravated about it.
You got disarmed about it.
Yeah. So what is that? I think that's a
I mean-
-1, right?
-1?
Yeah, it's a negative.
Yeah, so the first attack lands, and like as you go to like swing for the prince's head, he like ducks down to like grab at where you stabbed him, and like just like totally like whiff the attack. Okay, so after a 73, who else
think-
do we have left?
I have a 67.
Kevin, are you like super low? Both you and Dave?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dave, okay, yeah. Okay,
Kevin's
so
good.
67. 67 is the go. Go for it.
Yeah, all right. So I will swing at that stupid fucking wolf again because I can't move anywhere. So we're in there. Let's see what we get. Oh, it's a 1, so it's a 5. Nice.
Okay, so you essentially like you just do like a lunge at him, and you like pierce his skin, and you definitely feel the your sword cane, like tear something inside of him as the wolf lets out like a very shriek yelp, and like begins to like cower backwards.
Good. It should.
Kevin,
So I think
that is what
Kevin,
it should do.
you're up.
Well, I think is it not Kim?
Yeah,
Kim has a 66.
I have a 66.
I'm sorry. 66, then 63.
But I mean, I'm still retreating. I don't like Conrad's not in a position to fight.
Okay. So so Conrad uses it to get a little more distance. And 63, Kevin.
Yeah. I'll
Cuckoo.
Welcome to Earth.
Well, just punch him right in the fucking jaw.
No, I'll stab him with my basket-hilted sword.
Yes.
My symbol
Okay.
of office.
I was gonna say, don't you have like some kind of witch hunter like mini crossbow or I don't know?
It's not really. It's sort of a
Trope.
yeah. People think we have those, but like they were discontinued due to safety concerns.
That's fair.
Rough.
I get a 2.
How did that start with an S?
2's not enough to pierce the prince, and he manages to dodge your attack.
But I think you
Enough
go
to
again
pierce
like
the
immediately,
prince.
don't you?
No, I think there's a 61 in between. I think Kim's 61 is there.
That's fine. I keep running. I don't have a
So, yeah.
weapon.
Kevin,
I don't have any
Keep that-
swords.
So we have like 10 more minutes. Is that? Sorry for running over.
Let's do it. Let's get in
Yeah.
there.
So go.
Do I go again?
Yeah, I guess you go again. Where's
All
Dave?
right. I stab him this time in the face, and this time I get an 8.
Ooh,
Okay.
there we go.
All right.
He's
What was the condition, Kevin?
Undone.
I'm done.
You undone him.
Undone. He's
I
undone.
mean, if he's undone, that's that.
He's no longer done.
He is no longer done.
But is that good or bad?
Okay, so treat this condition as an additional success attack of the same type just made that succeeds with a 1. So essentially, you get 2 attacks.
2 success attacks. Okay, so
No,
he's
no,
hit
no,
him.
no.
twice.
You do
like I pulled the
make
card
another
one?
attack. Make another attack. So the first one damages him and lowers his guard even further, right?
But I
and
thought
so
it said
the-
the second one counts as a success of a 1.
You need a degree of success of 1. So it's
okay.
a TN of 1, right? Difficulty of 1.
You got another attack, target number 1.
So I draw another card.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, I get a 4.
4 is good. Okay, so you like hit him, and so the prince is like like bleeding from so that was actually a hit on him. So he loses his lowest card, which is 29.
Which is good because we gotta fucking wait. What about the 40? Oh, his lowest card, right? We gotta get
Lowest card.
in there further to get that 41 or something.
Yeah.
What's the 20? What are the lower
so-
level?
So wait, is there anyone higher than a 41?
Not
That's left.
I.
All
right,
the
so who's
arbiter
the-
of the cards.
Who still has cards left that are unused?
Well, Dave's like got all of his. Oh no, he used 2 of them. He's still got a 40. I've got a
have
39.
And then what? Who else?
I have no. I used mine.
That's it. I think 40 and 39. I think that's it. Right. I think Kevin's got a 7.
He has a 7, right? So essentially the on the 41, the Christina, she stands in between Ulysses and Ulysses swinging at the prince, and she says
No,
stop.
I don't stop swinging. I go right through. This is even better.
She says
What's the saying? 2 birds with 1 sword.
She says, "Stop! You don't know what you're doing." And she attempts to shoot you point blank with a pistol. Let's see how she has a point blank pistol shooting. She is okay. So what is your? So her roll is a 3. after even -2 included. So what is
I
your
have a 5
Okay.
physical defense.
okay? So versus ranged, right? It's
Doesn't I don't know what that means.
So the-
Race and athletics.
Race,
so versus ranged attack, it's vigor and athletics.
vigor, and athletics.
I thought you said it could be grace and athletics.
Kevin, no,
Oh, no,
for
vigor and athletics. Right.
vigor's 3, athletics is 1, so 3. So she grazes you, or she shoots you. She matches you have 3, right? From what I can see on your character sheet.
Race and athletics, you said?
No, vigor and athletics. Sorry.
Vigor and athletics.
Oh, I have a 3. Yeah.
So vigor and athletics is dodge range attacks. That's what. So she shoots you like essentially point blank, and lowers your guard.
Okay.
I don't know. I assume your guard is at like, I don't know. Most people have it like a 2.
Is it rounded up or rounded down? Did we ever find out?
I don't know what that really means.
So it's 1/2 of your focus plus your like weapon if you can conceivably block with it. Or if you're like fencing, then like your weapon can count as a fencing weapon.
Okay.
So otherwise, it's 1/2 of your focus. Let's do rounded up. I'm fine with that.
I thought it was focus plus grace. That's what it says on my sheet.
But don't we have like 8 different versions of
Yeah,
the
we have-
sheet?
Fair enough.
Okay, whatever. It's 2, right, Kev? So you're down to 1. She like.
It
Man.
should almost certainly be 3.
Oh, okay. I'm
whatever.
sorry.
I don't know. It's either race plus focus, in which case it is a 3, 4.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's
All right. She says, so she's like sort of taken aback that she even like did that, right? And so she, at the same time, next person to go can go.
I think that's Dave, right? With a 40.
Yeah.
On.
I stabbed the prince. How is he not dead yet? I don't know how he's not dead. I stab him.
Do it.
By the way, someone should
it's-
shoot at the fucking other demon.
The 7.
Okay, so the 7. What's the Oh no, it's not. No condition.
Exposed.
There's no condition because it's 4 is his defense. So you got to beat it by 4 to apply condition. So he essentially he goes down to 1 knee, and the next person to go. Wait, that was the 7?
Yeah.
Was that the last?
well,
No, I mean that was he got a 7 on the
rolled
attack.
7.
Oh,
I have a 39, and then
Okay.
Kevin has a 7.
Okay, so go ahead, Hal. Go ahead.
So is like anyone within reach of me?
I mean, the wolf is still within reach. Just because he's cowering, he didn't get to go, so he didn't get to like retreat. So like he's
Is
still there.
Christina within reach of me?
No, Christina is a little further down.
Can I like hurl my sword cane at someone?
Yeah, you just use it as like a throwing.
Bring
improvised-
slice.
All right, what would I be using in terms of skills if I did that?
I mean, I'm fine with like athletics plus, I don't know, grace.
Grace. All right,
Yeah.
all right, all right. I'm gonna throw my sword cane at the treacherous, whatever her name is, Winifred. Winifred. And so let's see what we do here. Come on. It's a 3.
Okay, so she doesn't make an attempt to dodge your attack, so your attack hits. I mean, it's vigor. It's you essentially have to dodge out of the way, but she doesn't. So it essentially impales her thigh, and she like flinches, but she it doesn't look like she's still hobbling backwards, like continuing to cast whatever it is she's casting.
All right. So I think it's Ulysses.
Yeah.
Finish it, Ulysses.
This prince
Yeah,
man
do
is
it. All right, Ulysses takes off his mask and reveals.
to feel that I'm the queen.
Oh, I was gonna say that you were Princess Arabella all the
Alright.
time.
Let's hurry because Dave has to go.
Sure, I stab him.
Coup de grace.
Yeah,
Oh,
coup de
not
grace.
Christina. You have a chance for Christina right here. This is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for.
yeah, that's fine. All right, Alex convinced me. I'll kill Christina.
All right, what's the roll?
That's 4.
4. Okay, so you like she's not ready. She's like holding a gun, like with her hands shaking, and you like slice her across the arm and like essentially knock the gun out of her hand and cause like a large gaping wound in her hand. And as she like holds her hand and collapses, the prince says, "Fine, keep her. See the misery that's going to be bestowed upon you." And
Right.
as he's standing there like kneeling, covered in wounds, and as he says this, the Winifred, whatever she was doing, finishes, and the prince and his court disappear, with Christina remain kneeling in front of you.
What about Judith?
Judith is also there.
All right, nice.
Safe. Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Epilogue. What happens to Giles the Foot Trooper?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
The palace was attacked while you guys were gone, but only he was killed. So.
Oh, fucking it! Giles.
I'm never playing an Alex game again.
Epilogue. So as you essentially, with the Prince Winifred and the rest of his court disappearing, it seems like he chose to abandon Christina last minute. And he left her. You guys are to do with her however you please. Both Alice and you essentially retrieve the 3 people, and Alice is showing 90% of her traits as a fae, but there seem to be receding just very slowly.
Okay, go ahead.
Not Alice. I'm sorry, Judith.
Okay.
Alice is so happy to see you. She like hugs whichever one of you is like the closest, and like tells you that you're her like.
The Han gets a huge fucking hug.
It is
Biggest hug, and so but as you essentially are wrapping up to leave, you get back to the house. You're all a little bit worse for the wear. You find a summon on the table from the princess. Sorry, the prince. Oh my god, the queen. The queen, Emmanuel Woodhall, and the Lund actually all send you an official summons, not together, like 3 separate summons. And so as you figure out what to do next and wrap up, Judith is slowly returning back to normal, and you guys find yourself in this very strange situation, having dealt with the Fae. So,
nice.
If we ever choose to pick up for this, we'll continue with you deciding which path you want to take.
Got it.
Also, Judith is very thankful. She has a lot of money and is very rich. Alice is very grateful for plenty of reasons.
Just saying, Judith should remember like who was on her team the whole time.
Team Judith.
Team Judith right here.
Ulysses, everything that you pulled off of Christina is yours, or whatever you want to do with it.
I mean, I'll give it to the church and have her arrested and
excuse me. Do I return the trinket by
No. Ulysses takes it from you and returns to
No. Wait a second. What?
No, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. No, yes, of course you do. You true to your word and honor, you return the trinket exactly 7 minutes before your deadline expires.
Close
so
lucky number 7.
Yeah. So yes, thank you viewers for watching. Thank you players for playing. If you're watching on YouTube, check out our Twitch Tuesdays at 7:30. And if you're watching on Twitch, check us out on YouTube. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Night, y'all.
Bye.